Pro guard Zach Martin, who is holding out for a new contract. But despite the drama, Jerry Jones has one goal in mind for this season, saying, "We came to camp with the idea in mind that if we can have the kind of camp that we want to have, that we've got a team that can compete for the top spot." Now, when I look at where we're at with Dak, and when I think about where we're at with Smith, when I see what I've experienced on players that have played great for the Cowboys that aren't here today, we need to get it done while we got them. That causes you to really pop up in the morning and be ready to gnaw a leg off of them. So I'll be very urgent. Cowboys got a lot of work to do. Okay. First of all, we've talked about it a lot. This is kind of a make or break season for Dak, who coming out had a season with 15 interceptions last year with an injury in there. Now, J-Mac, I'm sure you're aware of these numbers, that the Cowboys have only won 4 playoff games in the last 23 years.
That's all?
Uh-huh. 4 playoff games.
Mark Sanchez
also
has that many.
The last time the Cowboys made a Super Bowl appearance, do you know when that was?
95?
1995, almost 30 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah. So I feel like this is the question every season. Do you think that the Cowboys are Super Bowl contenders?
The NFC's weak. If there's an injury to Jalen Hurts, it's like, whoa, Cowboys can win the division. And the 49ers have the Brock Purdy question at quarterback. 7 starts and we're crowning him. I'm not a huge believer in Dallas, but Alex, a chance to get to the Super Bowl, I would say there's probably like a 15-20% chance.
I don't want to call it delusional, but I feel like every season everyone has high hopes for the Cowboys to make a run, and there's some sort of weird situation or just dramatic loss towards the end of the season that cuts short. Four playoff wins in 23 years.
Alex, rank these quarterbacks in the NFC.
Okay.
Hurts, Goff, Dak, Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr.
Ooh, Hurts. Say them all again.
Carr, Cousins, Dak.
Goff has been, you said Goff too, right?
Yeah.
Goff's been to a Super Bowl.
He has.
Cousins works really hard. We've seen that behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Right now, maybe Dak and Carr,
and I didn't even say Stafford. Stafford's coming off the big injury.
It depends, where he's at after the injury, because he also just won a Super Bowl 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, so if you've got the 4th best quarterback in the NFC, you've got a shot. It's in play. I wouldn't. It's not something I would bet on.
Yeah. Okay. Well, sticking in the NFC, the 49ers got great news on the quarterback situation with Brock Purdy. Cleared to practice, but the bad news.
They have they have. All right, we got to interesting episode today. We'll talk about this for a while. I feel like 6 months, maybe, honestly.
I only get to go to Charlotte 2 times a year. Somebody paid their money to come watch me play. Not trying to be arrogant. Like it's a bunch of kids in there, my shoes and my jersey in. And just because we playing Charlotte on NBA League Pass on a Monday, that ain't nobody watching, I'm chilling tonight. That's not what the great players, the best players do.
2 takeaways from this. 1, I love his attitude.
Yeah.
This is the attitude that every professional athlete should have. You're getting paid millions of dollars to play a game, and kids and families are spending their hard-earned money to come watch you play. So you figure out a way to be on the court as often as you can, unless you're injured. That's a different story. The second takeaway here, subtle little jab at the Hornets.
It's understandable. They're a bottom feeder. But listen,
it does.
This video is, I was born in New York, and it's ingrained that I don't like Boston teams. I love this dude, Tatum.
You have to.
I hope he comes to the Lakers one day. Let me just put that out there. He loves Kobe. He wears the Kobe jersey and all this stuff. Tatum's one of my favorite players in the league, and everything about him is awesome.
When you hear the attitude and the mindset that he has, it's also very much a Kobe mindset. As you mentioned, he's a big Kobe guy. It's like you leave everything out there on the court every single night, no matter what.
But to be clear, I am kind of pro load management because no disrespect to Charlotte, but who cares about a Charlotte game in February? It's all about May and June. That playoffs matter.
They do matter, but then the league needs to figure something out to make it so these players and every single player is okay to play every single game. That's why you have a certain amount of games in a season, regardless of what sport it is. You need to figure it out, especially when you're the star player on the team. And as you mentioned, you're going to a place where you have kids who have been waiting maybe their whole life to see you play. This is one opportunity they get to see you play. If you're injured, they know you're going to be on a list saying you're not playing tonight, then they don't go. But if you're just choosing not to play because of load management, you're crushing some kids' dreams, and you were that kid one day.
Well, I didn't go to a lot of NBA games growing up. We were in D.C. and the Bullets were awful. I didn't go to a lot of NBA games growing up. We were in D.C. and the Bullets were awful. I only went to a handful of games, but they were the Bullets at the time. Mm-hmm. But I guess my argument would be like, the league needs to do something like you said, but so they could try to eliminate back-to-backs, which are not great.
Yes.
All the science says avoid back-to-backs. And then the other thing is you want fewer games, but the owners aren't going to give up games because they're giving up gate and money, and they're not doing that.
There needs to be something done.
Do the players want to give up money in their contracts because they're playing fewer games? No, they're not going to do that.
No, it'd probably be more of something along the lines of you have to play X amount of games to be qualified to get this award. Things like that, where there's different kind of incentives for the players. Like you need to play.
I think
injuries not
65
included
next year.
Yeah, injuries not included. So yeah, it's the next step to figure out how to control this whole load management situation.
Yeah,
because it's a lot of wear and tear with the traveling like right after games. Yeah, you're on nice planes and stuff, but it's weird hours of the night. Your body does start to break down. I understand. I've been on the team charters. I've traveled with different teams like throughout the years. The league needs to figure it out.
Yeah, and it's not like you're traveling, and you're reporting, but these players, they're performing at a high level, and then they've got to face the media.
You're showing up to the hotel at 4 a.m. after a flight to get to the new city. Like, it's exhausting, but figure out the schedule.
Yeah.
Figure out the schedule to make it work so players play when they're healthy every single game.
There's probably people listening right now driving around, oh, just play. How hard is it? You're flying first class. They just don't get it. Think about when you get off a flight, and then now think about if you're getting off a flight twice a week.
Yeah. Oh, and I always said,
I know you're staying in 5-star hotels, but
never going to be playing, never going to say I'm tired. Like, I am not playing. I am just talking.
Yeah. What do you do when you get off a long flight to Hawaii from LA? It's like 5 hours. Oh my gosh. First thing I want to do is just lie down and do nothing for hours on end on the beach. These guys have to like train and practice and lead up to the game. And listen, I'm not defending the sitting out, but something should be done. I don't know what the answer is. Maybe you make the regional flight so it's a little easier than the cross-country stuff, but maybe our next guest will have an answer, Alex.
There you go.
Yeah, Tracy McGrady, former NBA great, joining the show next. Very excited. One of my favorite players when he was with the Orlando Magic. Thank you for the news, Alex Curry, and we can't wait for Tracy McGrady.
That's the news.
And thanks for